Good morning. So I wanted to talk about something a little bit, something that is like a buzzword. I think it's um, anyway. So birth plans. So talking about birth plans is some people I feel like maybe just kind of like tune that word out. They think a birth plan is a list of things, list of demands that you want, and it's not true. Um, when we go through your birth plan, we are discussing your options. And when you have your options laid out to you, it's giving your voice power. So say that you're going into a restaurant, they're gonna give you a menu. You're going to see your options. You're going to see what foods you like, what foods you don't like, and you're not gonna pick those. You're gonna pick the ones you like. You're gonna see if they have any food, if you have food aversions to any of these meals, and then you're gonna ultimately pick what you desire and what you want and what you want to enjoy and eat. You're not gonna go into a restaurant and just say, "Give me whatever you think is best." They don't know you. They don't know if you have allergies. They don't know what you like. They don't know if you hate Brussels sprouts. You just don't do that. And I feel like because in our society and our culture, um, it's just kind of been this thing of you go into a hospital or and you just have a baby, and that's but you don't realize how many options you actually do have. And so when we do a birth plan, that's kind of what we're doing. We're laying out all of your options and we're deciding which ones fit best in your life and in your desired birth plan, like your desire, like what you envision your birth to be, what you want it to look like. And we disregard the ones that don't align with your beliefs or your values or um, your desired outcome. Now, birth plans is not a oh my gosh, what's the word? It's not a like set in stone. Like this is gonna happen. Yes, like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is going to happen when we know that things don't go as planned most of the time. And what I want you to understand is that when you're making a birth plan, you're not doing that. You are just giving your voice power and you are saying, okay, if this happens, then I want A, B, and C, A, B, or a C. Like you have an A plan, B plan, and a C plan. And we go over all of those options so that we can feel okay no matter what happens. If you do have to have an emergency C-section, at least we know if this emergency C-section happens, I want a clear drape. Or I want skin to skin, immediately skin to skin, as long as, obviously if the baby's perfectly fine. If for some reason they have to clamp the cord and they can't do delayed cord clamping because baby needs resuscitation, there's options that you can talk to with your provider. Studies that we have seen and research that's going on about babies that if they are connected to the cord during resuscitation, they actually tend to do better because they're still getting oxygen from the placenta. Now, that's another thing that's really powerful is that when we run into these roadblocks, we are able to pull out these evidence-based like information, and you are able to discuss it with your provider and make a plan. And hopefully, if you have a good provider that you trust, will respect these wishes and will listen to you as a co-pilot, right? They're not going to be this person that is going to tell you you can do this and you can't do that. And this is my rules. When it's not their birth, it's your birth, but they are co-piloting this with you. You are a team. So I really love creating birth plans because I do believe they are so powerful. Even if you're having a home birth or a birth center, there's always different things that can happen. And usually when you have like the home birth midwives and stuff like that, you don't need to necessarily tell them you want delayed cord clamping and you want skin to skin and breastfeeding and all these things because it's kind of just assumed and it's just a normal practice of midwifery. However, if you do have to be transferred to the hospital doesn't have a birth plan for you. They're not going to know any of these things. And so having that laid out and ready for them is going to be such a crucial thing for you. And just knowing that you have that in your back pocket, if something happens, you can just throw that worry out the window and just trust that if it happens, you have a plan. So that's something for me that I think is really powerful for me anyway, as I'm a very anxious person in general. And I've learned how to navigate that. And birth plans is a way I think is really awful, oh my gosh, awesome about that. Because you are, okay, so as an anxious person, I like to plan, I like to schedule, I like to know what's coming up, what's going to happen, all these things. Now there's some things that we can't control, like birth or postpartum. We can't plan postpartum. We can't know that postpartum is going to go good. We can't know that breastfeeding is going to be easy or hard. But we can make these plans in place in case this happens. We have support. We have support that we can call, that we can lean on. We have meals in place. We can predict a lot of things, like lack of sleep. We can predict that. When your milk comes in, your boobs will be very engorged and painful. And we can make a plan what's going to happen and how we're going to navigate that decision on what and how you're going to treat these things. But like I was saying, as an anxious person, I like to schedule and plan and all of these things, right? And so being that you cannot control birth, this is a way that we can just navigate our worries and our anxieties about it. So I hope that this maybe has helped somebody kind of see why birth plans, I feel, are so essential to having an empowered experience. If you want to create a birth plan, I'm doing virtual consults, so we can go over all these things and create them together. And I just think it's a really powerful way to have the birth that you desire and just feel empowered, no matter what happens in this crazy time right now. So I would love to chat with you. If you have any questions, you can DM me. Or go to the link in my profile and you can see my website and all the things. But I really just love to just talk and just discuss what this all looks like in this time. And no matter if you have a doula or not, or whatever, wherever you're birthing, or if you don't even know, I would love to chat with you about that. Like I said, I'm doing consults virtually. We can just talk like this face to face through the interweb, and we can just have a conversation over decaf coffee or water or whatever, and just have a talk and just discuss all the fears and anxieties and worries that's going on. And maybe we can make a plan, and I can help give you some options and help see some roadblocks that maybe you don't see that I can help you navigate. So I hope this helps someone. Yeah, have a great day, you guys.